I'll start recording now because I'm the last 100 yards towards where the pathway goes along the edge of the waterfall, so you can go through the big boulders and get a little bit closer if you want to. But the pathway on the right hand side is dead slippy and uneven and rocky, so some people clamber right into the middle of the big boulders there just to get a square on good shot of the waterfall. And the way I look at it, when you're paying so much for your diesel now and you're coming out the countryside putting more miles on your car, try to pick places where I can come and see more than one waterfall so I can get my money's worth, if you like. So this is why I've come down where I am, so I can take in Hell's Gill Force, COTTER Force, and wherever little streams and trickles that pass on the way. But here's the notice board now for to do with COTTER FORCE. So people go down this embankment and scramble into the middle where that tree is just to get a nice square on shot. And obviously some people go along the side of the pathway here and try and get as close to the waterfall as possible. But as you can see, it's all slippy, mud, slimy, and you need two hands to go along, and I haven't brought me waterproof rubber gloves to put on to keep your hands clean for when I use the camera. So I'm not going to bother. I'll just take some nice shots from where I'm standing, which is just to the left of this notice board. But that's looking back to the countryside where the cars park over there back the main road. Right, so let's take a couple of nice shots of this waterfall. I'm not sure this is the second or the third time I've been at this waterfall, but this is the first time I've noticed there's a wooden public footbridge across the river higher up there, which is hidden by the trees. That's why I never saw it last time I was here. The dog's up there to the right, ripping the bark off that massive dead tree that's fallen down the rocks on the side. So once again, this is another typical waterfall surrounded by high cliffs, so it's in a bit of a round gully. Well, this is another beautiful waterfall which is absolutely spectacular when it's been heavy rain, because the water just gushes down from the top and spreads right across the gap where it drops down over the steps there and fills the whole gorge with the water, fast moving. And obviously this river moves faster and faster, and eventually that big dead tree in the middle there will float off and start going downstream when it gets really heavy. And we've been getting heavy rains for 2 or 3 days. The river will rise and just lift it up. Absolutely stunning. I don't know how to get to that public footbridge across the stream. But obviously there's a farmer's wall up there on the other side, so basically you'd have to come across on the other side of the pathway and come along to the top here. Probably drop down the pathway which takes you down to the bridge. But I'll check that out when I go back home. I'm just letting him have his funny 5 minutes there, rip the trees to bits while I'm admiring the waterfalls. Right, so I'll stop recording again and take a few more shots from different angles. Right, I'm just slowly but surely scrambling along the pathway which goes up and down through these rocks. It's all damp and slippy, so I'm just taking my time. And I'm just getting past these trees on the left hand side so I can get a clearer, better shot of the waterfall without any obstructions in the way. But it's a beautiful waterfall, as you can see. COTTER FORCE near Cotterdale. I suppose that bridge is a walkway over the river and you start going up and over the hill towards Cotterdale, maybe, because that's just further back there, over the other side there, just the village of Cotterdale. He's just enjoying ripping that tree to bits. But as you can see, as usual, loads of water running down the side of the cliffs here, and the whole landscape is just all damp and green moss, and there's a very, very powerful smell of wild garlic standing here. So there you have it, Cotter Force, and I'm getting better daylight now, so my pictures and videos will be turning out a little bit better, hopefully. So I'll bring you back. Right, so I've just scrambled down all these tree roots here to get a little bit closer to the waterfall. So I'll just pan around and show you where I am now. It's a nice big flat rock you can stand on there and get a nice bird's eye shot further up the waterfall towards the bridge. But no doubt it'll be slippy as hell now. But the dog will probably start ripping this big tree to bits. But that's looking up at the top of the waterfall there now. We can see the wooden footbridge higher up, about 100 yards, going over the top of it. Right, so I think what I'll do now is I'll get a hold of this dead tree by its extreme edge here and step down up that flat rock and just step on the dry bit there, which is the highest out of the water, and then just take a bird's eye view straight up the middle of the waterfall. So I'm just taking all of the surrounding side where all the daffodils are over there. We'll just take the shot off. So I'll bring you back. The dog's having a way of a time going backwards and forwards. Of course, he's going to be absolutely manky for going back in the car. He's running through all the soft mud and the green moss just to go and rip the other trees to bits. But I've got ahead of that tree there by the edge of it, stepped down, and I've got on this flat rock where I'm standing now. And it's a little bit slippy like, but I've managed. But I'm looking square on the waterfall now, which is spectacular. It's lovely. Camera's not focusing very good on the bridge because there's trees obstructing it. So there you have it, people. Cotter Force square on, absolutely brilliant. So I'll stop recording for now, take a couple more shots now that I've got a square on, look into the gully where it's coming down from. So I'll bring you back. Right, that's me scrambled back along from that second tree. We have got some nice square on shots of the waterfall, and the dog's not wanting to say goodbye to that big dead tree that he likes chewing on. And obviously he's going for a bludge, which is cleaning all his paws, which I'm quite happy about, because after being along the right hand side there in the moss and the mud, he was black underneath his belly there. So he's washing it all off now with being in the stream. But I really recommend people to come and see Cotter Force because it's beautiful. So you come all the way down to 6259, past the Moorcock Inn pub and turn left on the A684 and come along about a mile, then park up on the left hand side and walk along the path here which brings you to the waterfall. There's a nice bench seat here where you can take in the views and stop, sit and have your tea break and your sandwiches on a nice sunny summer's day. And like I say, the smell of the garlic when I've walked along there towards the waterfall was beautiful. Now there's a bit of a pathway going round the wire fencing and going up and round, so I wonder if you can go up and over the top and it'll take you down to that footpath that goes across the stream up there. So because it's early, I'm going to explore. I'll just go up this pathway here to see where it brings us out. It's all muddy like, but I'll just follow the fence line up and see where it takes us. There may be a track leading away from that farm and going up and over the top. Right, so I'll put him on his leader because there'll be sheep up the top probably. So I'll bring him back. Our son, come on. Here he comes. Right, so I'm just following the wire fence away from the information board there to do with the waterfall. You come round this corner and then you come to where the wire fence meets, and then you can go up the top following the wire fence, so it might take us up and over to that bridge. So I'll soon find out. No son, leave it. Leave it, son. Leave it. Leave it. You can rip the tree to bits, but not the fence. He's always got to have his teeth into the bark. Loves ripping the bark off dead trees. Well, it certainly looks like loads of people have been scrambling up here, so I'm just going to explore and follow the brick wall that's coming up now and see if I can find that where that bridge goes across. Come here, son. So I'll bring you back. Right, so this little path that I've come away from the waterfall on and come up round the corner, I'm up on the top now where I can hear and see the waterfall down to my left. So I'm up above the cliffside now, where it's that sheer drop and all the water's running down the hill, where the dog was ripping that tree to bits down there. It's a farmer's gate coming up here now, which allows access down to that farm that you pass on the pathway. And I can just see the car park on the main road back down there. And the mist is lifting up over the top of the hills quite nicely. I'll stop and take a couple of pictures while I can, while I've got the height. Right, as you can hear, I'm just above the waterfall, up the top right hand side of it. And this path has brought us to a little turnstile here. It looks spring loaded. So you must go through there, and it takes you along to that bridge further upstream. So it looks like I'm going to find how you get to that bridge after all, which I wasn't expecting to do. But this is what you find out when you come and do these exploratory walks like I do with the dog. But there's the waterfall just down there, look at the top of it, with the trees. And you can see there's a bit of a pathway going along the inside of the wall there where people scramble down there. But I don't like to do that with the dog in case he slips and goes all the way down the bottom. So I just put my camera through the ivy covered trees just to get the best angle. But you can see and hear it anyway. And you can see the cliff sides over there on the opposite side as well. I'm just trying to see if there's like a farmer's fence on either side so you can get to it as well. But I'll soon find out when I go down the bridge further up. I can actually see it through the trees. So let's go through this turnstile gate and see how I get to the bridge. So I'll bring you back. Right, so I've come through that little turnstile gate where it says public footpath ends in 30 yards, no further access. So I'm just looking across, it's like sheep's pens or something along to the left, but I can see the bridge up here as well. So what I'll do is I'll go down on the bridge if I can get onto it and take a picture down the river towards the top of the waterfall. So it's a private access to the farmland over there, so that's what it means by the pathway ends in 30 yards. So this is it. But I found some more whitewater rapids going over some big drops here. So this is an unexpected bonus. You know, dropping down a big gully, look. So the water's raging down there through these bits of rocks. About a 15-foot drop down to the water over there, look. Gushing through. And that's looking down towards the waterfall of COTTER FORCE. This gate's all chained off as well. Otherwise I would have just went onto the bridge and pointed my camera down the waterfall. Right, gives a look to see this. I can get this chain off just to get into the middle of the bridge. So I don't think you can get a good clear shot anyway, because there's all these trees overhanging the gully where the waterfall is, just down there where it starts. It's padlocked off the bridge here, so I won't be able to open this gate. The only way to do it is climb over, but it's barbed wire fence, and I do want to rip my crown jewels open, climbing over there, and obviously the dog as well. So I'll just have to leave it. But what I'll do is I'm going to go further along where that big tree is and drop down a little bit and point my camera underneath this wooden bridge that the farmer uses to get across to that gate there. So now I know why that pathway has been cut up the wire fence coming away from the information board to do with Cotter Force. It's to come round here and come up here. So obviously other people have found out about this nice waterfall drop area. Right, so I should get a better shot from down here. Come here, son, come here. But the trouble is I always panic about him pulling. All of a sudden he just stretch on the leader and pull, and I'll lose my balance, and it's slipping enough as it is. Hey! He's just done it. Right, so I'll stop recording for now until I get a firm footing down there, and then I'll point the camera down underneath that bridge. So I'll bring it back. Right, that's a little bit better. I've got down onto a flat rock where I'm standing with the dog, and I can look down at the gully where the water's going to run down towards the waterfall at COTTER FORCE underneath that farmer's bridge. So like I say, this was an unexpected bonus that I didn't know about, but I do now. So this would be a nice little place to come up in the summer and sit on these dry rocks and have your little picnic and watch that lot going over there. It's dropping down those big massive rocks quite fast. And you can see the daffodils are all along the embankment as well, so spring's definitely here. So I think we could be in for a good summer this year. I hope so. Right, so I'll stop recording and I'll take a couple of shots of these big rocks, because they're very unusual where the water's getting forced through them. But they're looking slithers, nice slices of rock, funny rock formations look. I'm just continuing further up from the wooden footbridge there that the farmer uses to get to those pens. And I'm just looking across the river all the time. There's loads of flat stones that you can get down to the embankment. But I'm just going to continue walking on this grass track further on the river here, just to see where I can come across. See if there's any other nice waterfalls and rapids further up. Because the river winds round and round and round in S-bends. So I'll just go along this grass track so far and see what I can see before I go back towards the main pathway back to the car. But the sun's out over there at the top of that hill. That's obviously opposite the other side of the Moorcock Inn pub. The hill's over there. Beautiful. Right, so I'll stop recording, take a shot through the trees at the far side there with the sun shining on the hill. Right, so that's looking back to that pen where the wooden footbridge goes across the stream above the waterfalls and that. And I've just come further round, and there's a nice place here where it's all flat rocks, and you can clamber down there where the big boulder is and get close to the water. So you can see the river just snakes round and round and round going back over in that direction. I wouldn't care. Remember, in the car I've got my Oregon 600 handheld Garmin GPS. I could have brought that along, switched it on, and it would have told us exactly where the stream and everything is going to. But for now I'm just happy to walk along the edge of the river, taking it all in. So I bet you loads of people come up that side of the wall to those pens over there and just take on the river on that side. If I thought there wasn't any sheep over there and all, I would have let him off his lead. I'd just run riot. So I'll go a little bit further where this old wall used to exist. I'll go around the next bend and see if there's any waterfalls. If not, I'll just double back and I'll let him off the leader because I know there's any sheep in the field then. So I'll bring you back. I've just come further around this bend in the stream, and there's a pile of rocks here that somebody's built up, balancing them. And that's just one of them. It's like a marking of where they come and do the wild camping here. Because it's a nice little spot here. You've got your water source just down there, where you can go down the rocks, the pebbles, and get your water source for boiling up your food and making drinks. There's a load of dead trees here that you could use for firewood. Oh, they're huge trees these, like. And what beautiful sights looking up the top of the hills there. That's looking back down the stream where I've just come from. There's a mallard duck in the middle of the river there. Just taking off. As you saw me and the dog. It's a nice little area here. This would be a nice windbreak as well, sitting behind the tree here. Let's see if there's any room where you can go down the other side of the tree there and sit down out of sight of people walking past you as well. I think there's a nice little beach area, look. Just here. Yeah, you just go down here where these tree roots are, and then pebbles, and get out the wind if it's a windy day. Nice little beach area where the duck have gone in and out. And there's loads of flat rocks just there, look. So it's quite a nice little area this, where these dead trees are falling over, look. And you can see where they've snapped off here, look. What's still in the ground. But they've actually... Now this is a typical example of how trees just dry up on the inside after drinking all the rain, the chemtrails. This is what happens to trees, look. So you can imagine what's happening to us inside as well. But look how it's... dried out. It's the tree is full of little holes all the way through, and it's just killed it off, and it's just snapped off and left a few bits of roots left in the ground. But we're breathing in those chemicals all day, every day, and drinking it in with water, so our insides are getting destroyed and killed off slowly but surely every day, just like that tree root. So I'm glad I've seen this now, because that'll give you a prime example of what we're breathing in and ingesting every day of our lives. I haven't seen any chemtrails this morning since I set off yet, but the day is young. But here's a nice little place here where this big white boulder is, where there's flat rocks. You can get down here as well. That's a nice place where you can get down there, sit on that big boulder. Right, so I think I'll go around as far as where that wall's coming down the hill and just look further around the left hand bend there and see if there's any waterfalls or rapids like this, and then I'll make my way back. So I'll bring you back.